G'day everyone, it's Rainy here with a with a tier making video. And what's the most basic of tier making videos? Yeah, Disney and Pixar movies. So let's get on with it. First movie, Monsters Inc. I think that's definitely goes in the best. Just the entire premise of taking the boogeyman and fleshing it out into an entire universe where the monsters world runs on the fright and the screams of children is really interesting. And I really like the fact that the first characters we get, so Mike and Sully, we don't have to establish them or work on their relationship or anything. They're just already there, they're already established. So they just have to focus on the plot purely. And also when Boo comes in and that tests basically everything they thought they knew. I really like that. Finding Nemo, I'm going to put that in great because I don't think it's the best. I enjoyed it, definitely, and I think it's quite up there as being an emotional movie, but yeah, that's about it. Not much more to say. Now, I saw Soul recently, and definitely not a kids' movie. I don't think kids will really be able to make much sense out of it. Adults definitely would get more out of it because it tackles a lot of things that we have trouble with our everyday lives. Finding it hard to slow down, smell the roses, enjoy everyday life, enjoy our relationships, and not getting too attached to the idea of your passions. I mean, in the way that you can't turn your passion into a job basically without it taking away some of that passion. And I think that's something a lot of adults struggle with because we want to do what we love, but at the same time, do you want to do what you love forever? As a slog, slogging away every single day doing the same thing kind of takes the joy out of it. Some people can do it, but not everyone. And I think Soul really captures that well and puts more emphasis on enjoying the everyday. I'm going to put that as enjoyable. And let's see. Oh, God, Cars. Uh, it's fine. It's fine. I mean, the whole reason I watched Cars in the first place is because I could not get it out of my head the idea of a Cars universe. Cars building towns and living like people would, but without hands. The hands thing, it got to me. Why? So I watched it, and I think it's actually more of a rip-off of that Doc Holliday movie with Michael J. Fox. I haven't seen that movie in a very long time, but it definitely takes away from that. Um, so yeah, oh god, we'll get to the rest of the Cars movie in a bit. Pinocchio, mm, it's fine. I don't think it's aged very well as a classic Disney movie. That part with the donkeys always gets to me. It's just oof, creepy man. Uh, but it's a staple of Disney movies. You have to have seen it if you like classic Disney in any way. Yeah. Snow White. Uh, it's enjoyable. Yeah, I mean, the dwarves are really nice, and that's about it. Oh yeah, I'm gonna put it in. It's fine then. There's really not that much more substance to it. Okay, Three Caballeros. I have not seen that one. Okay. Cars 2. I think we all know where that goes. Ugh. Terrible, terrible, horrible, very bad. I don't really need to say much about it because I mean Cars are spies. It's a bad spy movie. It's bad humor. Jeez. I mean, it makes fun of Japanese stuff for being weird and wacky. I mean, wow, how original. Jeez, comes off as kind of offensive, actually. Uh, Make My Music. Haven't seen it. I don't think, unless I saw it when I was a little kid, but I can't remember. Same with Fun and Fancy Free. That's all really like classic Disney stuff, though, and it's not really important to the lexicon or whatever. Toy Story 4. I was really surprised they ever actually came up with a sequel, but I thought they did a really good job with it. So, I don't think it's the best, but I'm going to put it in great. I mean the cinematography for it is absolutely amazing. The lighting, how they changed the lighting according to each different toy. So some characters get more of a rounded lighting on them, some others get more of a square. Yeah, I can't believe how amazing it looks. Oh, I know I'm just like drooling all over it. Let's just move on. No, wait, let's go back because I haven't explained the story at all. All right, so I really like the themes of it in that the first movies dealt with being a toy for the sake of children, basically. The first one, the second one, same with the third, yep. And then Toy Story 4 comes along, and Woody finally finds out, oh, maybe I don't have to be a child's toy at all. Maybe I can be a toy for the sake of other toys. And I think that's a really interesting way to go about it. And I really like that Bo Peep comes back, and also that strange existential horror with the spoon coming to life, and it brings up the question of just what is a toy. And Woody's trying so hard to get the spoon back to the kid, just because the kid loves the little spoon so much. But the conclusion to it, absolutely good, fantastic, great. Doesn't I hope they don't make any more sequels. It doesn't need it. It's done. Okay, The Incredibles, the best. I mean, the entire aesthetic of it, superheroes being sort of like in a spy sort of thing, and also being targeted by a villain in a much more insidious way. Having that sort of American culture, corporatism theme in it, and also superheroes getting sued for saving people. That's a really interesting premise, and I really like where they went with that. Characters are all good. Very solid movie, especially the music and honey, where's my super suit? Everyone knows that line. Alright, Melody Time, another one I haven't seen. Tales of Ichabod and Mr. Toad. It's fine. Yeah, not much to say about it. Good animation, whatever. Rescuers, I haven't seen that in such a long time. I'm gonna say it's enjoyable though. Uh, mm, yeah, just like animals going out on a rescue mission to save a little girl from a terrible situation. Not much else that's memorable, but enjoyable if you watch it. Yep, that's it. Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh. Oh, come on. Who doesn't love Winnie the Pooh? There's really not that much to say there. They just have adventures and it's fun time. Everybody's sweet and wholesome. There you go. Robin Hood. It's fine as well. I mean, Robin Hood stories tend to be a dime a dozen. Disney's no different from any others, even if they did furries. I think they copied some of the animation for this, or it might have been one of the other ones that copied off it. I can't remember, but yeah, whatever. It's fine. Just your standard Robin Hood movie. The Aristocats. Disappointing. Got to put something in there. I'm sorry, Aristocats. Just a very boring. I think they could have done a lot more with it. I mean, the jazz stuff, yeah, it's fine. A little bit odd with a few of the portrayals. But yeah, it hasn't aged that well. I mean, it's from the Disney Dark Age after all, isn't it? Sword in the Stone. Oh my goodness, have I seen that or not? I know I have, but it was a very long time ago. I'm gonna put that as it's fine. Same level as Robin Hood. Just another Arthurian tale turned into a cartoon. Yeah, whatever. The dynamic and the relationship between Merlin and Arthur's fine. Yeah, whatever. Cars 3. Enjoyable. Yeah. I think it's definitely a redeeming movie after Cars 2, all that. But I do like that they took it in a different direction with Lightning figuring out his new role. He doesn't always have to be chasing after glory. He can actually support others in in them finding their own purpose, that sort of thing. Kind of on the same level as Soul with that finding something else to like. And I appreciate they did it, even if it was in a Cars movie of all things. The villain is pretty boring though. I mean, it's no like what was that first one? It was like the Kachow thing or Bazinga. Oh my goodness, Bazinga. But yeah, I definitely better than the first cars and the second cars. 101 Dalmatians. Enjoyable. Who doesn't like a movie about puppas? And the puppas are getting the upper hand on the villains. And Cruella de Vil, definitely a very memorable villain. Even if her entire purpose for wanting the coat, just to look fabulous, I think that's the most actual insidious villain of all. I mean, some of the other ones, um, I mean, in Monsters Inc., it's more of a corporate sort of thing, like must do this for power. Um, Cars, I mean, I need to win the race, that sort of thing. Fame and power. 101 Dalmatians, Cruella de Vil, I just want a coat made of puppies. Jeez. I think there's a live action of that one coming out. I ooh, I don't have very high hopes for it. The live action remake from the 90s or the early thousands, I can't remember at all. But I actually really enjoyed that. I thought they did a good job with the. I mean, how on earth do you get that many puppies to do what you want? I mean, it's no herding cats, but still. All right, Wally, the best. I mean, the first two-thirds until they reach the humans. Good. Yeah, I mean, you definitely get emotionally invested in Wally and him getting back home and falling in love. The humans, especially the live action ones, a bit uncanny valley. I think they were still trying to work out their aesthetic for humans there. But yeah, whatever. I think it's still a really good movie and they took a bold move that really paid off with that. Sleeping Beauty, oh jeez. I'm torn on this one because Sleeping Beauty herself, Aurora, boring. Prince, boring, but oh my goodness, the villain, Maleficent, is the best thing in Disney. I mean, oof, she's up there for me. So I'm going to put it as enjoyable. I mean, really, I should be putting it as fine, but I love Maleficent too much. I'm really disappointed what they did with the live action movies, though. Peter Pan, I'm going to put disappointing. I don't think it's aged very well. I mean, the entire premise. I don't really like any of the characters. Tinkerbell's annoying. Peter Pan's potentially kills off all the Lost Boys when they get too old. I mean, that's been a theory for quite a while. Makes the movie far less enjoyable when you think about that. Alice in Wonderland. It's fine. Yep, it's fine. Whatever. Yeah, basically, the book, funny things happen. I really do like the Cheshire Cat. That's about it. Cinderella. I don't think it's aged well. Yeah, I mean, it's actually, when you think about it, it's gotten far more forgettable compared to a lot more of the newer movies. But it's there. It's whatever. I do think the live action movie wasn't too bad. I think I mean, the visuals are pretty good. Didn't do anything offensive, but whatever. Tarzan. It's fine. It's fine. Uh, I'm thinking about all the music in it. And there's that meme of the composer, the singer basically narrating people. I think, where did that joke come from? Don't tell me that was a Family Guy joke. Oh no. Oh my goodness. But yeah, Tarzan's fine. Very forgettable villain. Tarzan, yeah, whatever. I keep saying whatever to a lot of these movies, but I haven't really gotten to any of the good stuff again. Oh, speaking of good stuff, here we go. Yeah, Mulan. Who doesn't love that song? Yeah. Let's get down to business. The villain, I will say the villain is forgettable, but he does pose enough of a threat to elevate Mulan in a way that makes her a lot more enjoyable as a result. And I think Mulan's definitely one of the best female characters in Disney. She doesn't get through few by pure strength. I mean, I'm kind of referring to the live action movie, which I haven't seen, but I know enough about. But Mulan shows her strengths through her wits and intelligence and, her sensitivity and that sort of thing. She's a really good yeah, role model for girls. And it's a real shame what they did with the remake, the live action remake. Made her a lot less relatable. Yeah. Uh, Saludos Amigos. Have not seen. Hercules. Enjoyable. Love all the music in that. Herc is a complete dunce, but yeah, he's a cool guy. Meg, so much sass. Love her. Yep, that's about it. And you can always just slap that movie on and get through it, and you're like, I'm glad I watched that. Hunchback of Notre Dame. Let's see. I don't think I could put it in enjoyable. I can only think of it's fine. I don't think they've got some of the direct-to-video sequels here. No. But the director sequel for Hunchback of Notre Dame was not good. But definitely the most memorable thing about the movie is the villain and that Hellfire song. My goodness, that's probably one of the more intense songs, especially for a Disney movie. All right. Actually, I think there might have been a musical that changed a lot of things around, and they made the villain have a lot more reasons for what he was doing. Pretty good. I would like to see that at some point. Okay, moving on. Toy Story, the best. I mean, the world building, the entire premise of toys coming to life. First 3D animated movie. Such a bold risk, really good. Just love the struggle of Woody and Buzz as they try to find their place as being rivals with Andy's favorite toy. Woody actually being an antagonist, even though he's the main character, and then finding out it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who's the favorite so long as everyone's together and Andy is happy. And that set up the entire theme for all the rest of the movies. Yeah. And yeah, Toy Story 2. You know what? I'm going to put that in the best as well because it took that theme of being a toy for the sake of a child and actually turning that on its head by having, what if you were a toy for the sake of a lot of children? I mean, especially if you're a rare toy. I mean, should you be preserved for other children to see and enjoy? Or should you stay with one child who will love you forever? Well, for as long as possible. Yeah, I really like that. And Jessie's story about abandonment. Oh, and that song hits me every time. When She Loved Me. Oh, gets me right in the feels. Okay, Pocahontas. I think we can only really put that as disappointing. Nobody's ever going to put it as the best. Very pretty movie, but oh, sensitivities not very good. I hope they don't make a live action version. I don't see them doing it. Oh, that might not turn out very well, especially since we know the real life story behind it, and Pocahontas definitely isn't old enough to be doing these. Oh, yeah, let's not get into it. Okay, Good Dinosaur. Disappointing. Oh my goodness. The visual aesthetic is so weird. That scene with the berries, weirdest thing I've ever seen in a Disney movie since the Who's It's Waffle Heffalumps in Winnie the Pooh. My goodness. Oh, disturbing movie. Tries to rip off The Lion King a little bit, which, not a good take. Speaking of The Lion King, yeah, I'm gonna put it as great because, I mean, you end up with a few questions at the end of the movie which kind of take away from it. I mean, how on earth did Scar cause the entire environmental devastation of the place? I'm sure it's meant to be metaphorical or something, but it's still like, what? Songs are great. It's got the face that launched 1,000 furries. Yep. Aladdin. Who doesn't like the songs in that? Robin Williams is great. One of his best roles. Lots of colour, lots of grandeur. Yeah. I saw the live action not long ago, and oh, I did not like it. How do I explain it? It definitely doesn't have that grandeur that the animation has. I mean, it feels like all the musicals are on sets, sort of, and people have just got the wooden boards down and they sprinkle dust or whatever to make a road, but it still feels like very inorganic CGI backgrounds to make it look bigger. People, I don't know, just doesn't hit it. But the original, definitely great. Love the character interactions between them all. Yeah. Beauty and the Beast. Enjoyable. Belle. Belle's a little bit a bit forgettable, but she's definitely a good role model as being a learning, wanting to read and everything, being unusual from other little girls. But that's still fine. And also taming the beast. um, but I think that's definitely enjoyable for Gaston. I mean, everyone has. He's got a bit of a cult following now, doesn't he? And his songs are definitely very memorable. And I remember that being a huge meme for my friends and I at one point. Yeah, and that's definitely one of the Disney movies you have to watch if you like Disney at all. Rescuers Down Under. Underrated. Enjoyable. I mean, how can I not put this in here? Because I'm terribly biased about any movie that would go to Australia. But oh my goodness, the whole scene with the eagle flying, absolutely amazing. I mean, the plot's a little bit forgettable, but the visuals, it definitely helped Disney get out of the dark ages and set them on a new path to new visual styles, new ways of storytelling. Yeah. Little Mermaid, enjoyable. I'm not going to say it's great or the best. Um, good villain. Definitely good villain. Good songs that everyone can remember and sing along to as well. Uh, but yeah, that's about it. Oliver and Company. Oh my goodness. I loved this movie as a child. So, ooh, where do I put it? Oh, I feel like I would be so biased for this movie. Screw it, I'm gonna put it in enjoyable because the music, underrated, fantastic. You can sing along to it, get stuck in your head. Characters are actually pretty memorable in a way. The villain, very intimidating, especially with the dogs. And, ooh, the villain death. Definitely one of the more brutal ones. And the way he goes after Oliver and the kid that adopts him. Ooh, I felt worried there at a point. Great Mouse Detective. It's fine. I really don't remember that much about it. I guess that's why I'm putting it as fine. Yeah, maybe I'll watch it again one day. But yeah, that's about it. Black Cauldron. You know what? I don't think I've seen it. I don't think I have. I'll have to fix that. Hmm. Yeah, it's one of those movies that just isn't talked about, kind of hidden away from the entire catalogue of Disney movies. Nobody talks about it. And I guess I won't be able to either. Fox and the Hound. Uh, I'm sure some people like it. I found it disappointing though. Yeah, I really don't remember much about it. And it's not a movie that I would ever really want to see again either. Home on the Range. What can we put about it except that it's disappointing? It came out in that that time period of Disney was just like, what are we doing? Where are we going? I'll just put out whatever. Yep. Toy Story 3. Hmm. Not the best, but great. Let's put it in great. Still a really strong storyline. but I don't think it is as good as the original or the sequel. But yeah, on the same level as Toy Story 4. I still really like the villain in that, and the entire jailbreak sort of thing. Bit weird for a toy movie, but they pulled it off well. The entire subplot with the Barbies, strange, but funny. Buzz going into Spanish mode. What? Who came up with that? Mr. Potato Head becoming a flatbread thing. My goodness. Yeah, who thought of this stuff? Incredibles 2. Disappointing. How could it be anything else? I mean, people were begging and begging for a sequel for so long, and it finally comes out, and it's just like, oh, you want to stop all the superheroes again? Okay. Villain is pathetic. They didn't do anything with the brother either. All the Bob comes off as just sad, tired. Where's his enthusiasm, basically? Mrs. Incredible's great, but that's about it. The side superheroes that pop up, I can't remember any single one of them. Yeah, what was the point except to be there as fodder? Yeah. Okay, Frozen 2. Oh my goodness. Oh, where do I put this? It's fine. It's fine. Music's fine. I really do think they could have done a lot more with it, but they're building on a flawed premise in the first place. I'll get to it, but I do wonder what they'll do with Frozen 3. Having Elsa be this elemental center, I don't know, it doesn't make a lot of sense. But the visuals are good. They tried. They also tried to change what the parents were like to make them look more like good guys instead of just abandoning their child. I still think they're terrible parents, but yeah, whatever. Ralph Breaks the Internet. Haven't seen it. I don't know if I'm really interested in seeing it either. I don't know. Moana. Yeah, don't ask me to talk more about Ralph Breaks the Internet. Okay, Moana. The best. The best. Loved it. Great story. Uses the culture and the mythology it comes from so well. Everything feels like the scale of everything feels just really what it should be, I suppose. Characters are great. Really like the message. Visuals are fantastic. Yeah. Zootopia. Enjoyable. I don't think it's anything new or original. I mean, just because you add animals in there doesn't make it any different from a normal storyline. Villain. I actually caught who the villain was, like the twist villain thing, really quickly because I'm in the phone. When she picks up the phone to talk, there's actually a note on there. You can notice it if you go back and look. So I wasn't surprised at the least that it ended up being the sheep. Yeah, whatever. Kind of like a standard buddy cop sort of thing, isn't it? You see it a lot, so I don't think it's really anything amazing. Yeah. Okay. Big Hero 6. It's fine. I know there's a lot of fans for it, and I might get roasted, but I couldn't find anything to really enjoy about it. The characters don't really stand out to me. The villain has no presence whatsoever. Yeah, I don't even think I can. It's so unmemorable for me. I can barely even say what I liked or didn't like. Inside Out. Uh, yeah, okay, I didn't like it. I didn't like it. I just thought it wasn't for me. It probably makes a lot more sense to kids, but it's fine. It's different from the level of Soul. Because, yeah, Soul spoke to me more as an adult, while Inside Out probably talks more to kids about their feelings. I do like the message, but it's not anything I haven't seen before from a lot of kids' movies about how, in order to have the good times, you also need the sad. That's a really basic common message. So I don't think how it was done was anything new or original. Winnie the Pooh. Another case of who doesn't love Winnie the Pooh. nice and wholesome, enjoyable, nothing bad, nothing sad, whatever. Wreck-It Ralph. Yeah, I enjoyed it too. I really do like how they brought all these different franchises together, and they did it in a way that had a feeling of nostalgia to it. So Ralph, I think Vanellope kind of annoying, but Ralph's a good character. He's got a good heart. Yeah, I don't think I can say much more. The villain, I mean, another case of a twist villain. So yeah, Frozen. Where do I put Frozen? I'm gonna put as fine as well. Frozen had actual. I don't think many people know how troubled of a production Frozen had. You can sort of tell through the Let It Go lyrics because I'm sure at some point Elsa was meant to be much more a villain, but they changed the idea halfway through while the music was already done, so they couldn't do anything there. The trolls, I actually see them as kind of villainous. Twist villain again, the most prominent one. Who cares? Really, if anything, it should be disappointing, but it's still fine because of the music. Whatever. I keep saying whatever, don't I? Dumbo, disappointing. Yeah, it has not aged well. Not aged well at all. Tangled, I'm gonna put it as great. I think it tackles. Ooh, it tackles the idea of an abusive parent, which some Disney movies do a bit, but not quite to the lengths of Tangled. Mother Gothel is actually very relatable, I think, to a lot of people, and I think that makes her that much more scary. And going out, being a very sheltered child, and going out into the big wide world and finding all these new and amazing things and dangers and tackling them head on, um, I really like that. Mm. Music is good as well. Really like the visuals. The comedic characters are great. Really like Flynn. Yeah, I kind of hope they'll do a sequel, but I don't know if it really needs one. Yeah, okay. Bolt. Where do I put Bolt? It's fine as well. Animal Journey movie. I mean, didn't we have that with what was that movie? A long way, far way home, or whatever. Ah, goodness, people are gonna kill me for this one. It's Homeward Bound. That was it. Homeward Bound. Basically the same thing, but now you got a dog, cat, and a hamster and a ball. uh, Fantasia. I really liked that as a kid. So where can I put it? I'm gonna put it as great because it's a bold idea, and I think everyone needs to see it. I mean, the ending with the mountain and the devil on top of the mountain. Ooh, always got me as a kid. But they did such a good job trying to translate music into a visual feast for the eyes. Yeah, everyone needs to see it. I saw Onward at Christmas, I think it was. Yeah. And what can I do there? I'm gonna say it's enjoyable. I don't think it's anything good, like great or the best. Just a decent movie. I do think the message is relatable to people, not relatable to me though. Uh yeah, still, what can I say about it? The magic element, I do like the idea of magic becoming less and less used and it being used again and causing absolute havoc. But also all these creatures keep finding their magic, as they go on through the movie, and yeah, it's okay. Really not much to write home about. Brave, disappointing? Yeah. No, it's fine. I mean, not memorable again, I think. Ah, it is disappointing, but at the same time, it's fine. I think they could have done a lot more with it. I think there was some troubled production history there as well. Also, uh, there's really not much for me to say about it. I'm going to move on. Princess and the Frog. Enjoyable. Yeah, I think they took the entire premise, did a good job with it. All the characters are really fun. The music is really good. Visuals, I saw it in the theater when it came out, and I did not walk away disappointed. I'm really sad that was their last animated movie, like traditionally animated movie, but I think for the last one, they did a good job. And that's about it. Meet the Robinsons, disappointing. A bit of a mess, isn't it? The entire thing, you kind of feel like what's going on the whole time. The villain is sort of memorable, but the plot, I can't remember what the plot is. I remember there being a T-Rex with tiny arms. And there's a family going into the future, time travel. Yeah, that's about it. That's all I remember. Ah, Coco. Ooh, let's go up top here. Oh, no. There we go. The best. Oh my goodness. Such a good movie. I mean, we got another twist villain. Why did I keep doing twist villains? He was the villain all along, but I really like the entire world building that they've got around here. The theme of family. And, the characters just getting along with everyone. The colours, oh my goodness, cinematography, so good. And I cried at the end. Definitely needs to be, if it makes me cry, definitely needs to go up top. Chicken Little. I don't know, disappointing, terrible. Oh, I'm just gonna put it in disappointing because there's really not much to say about it, but it's not Cars 2 level bad. Yeah, it came out around that same time as the whole forgotten Disney movie sort of thing. Brother Bear. It's fine. It's been a long time since I've seen it, so I can't really remember it. It doesn't feel like it's too original. The idea of someone getting transformed into an animal and learning their experience, or learning what the purpose of their life is, that sort of thing. Yeah. I think, did that come out at the same time as Over the Hedge? I can't remember. I definitely remember watching Over the Hedge more than I did Brother Bear. We're up to a really good one. Alright, nope. Okay, yeah, there we go, Ratatouille. Oh my goodness, Ratatouille. Such a good story. Is it original? I think so. I mean, there are a lot of movies about mice and rats having a big purpose in the world, going on a grand adventure, but Ratatouille finds... I think the critic monologue at the very end puts it all into perspective. Talent can come from anywhere. And I really like that message, and also what the role of a critic is. It's not just about tearing people down, it's also finding that talent and praising them. I think that was a really good message, and it got me interested in cooking. And I felt like I was a bit more excited about food afterwards, because I always found food to be kind of boring as a kid. I mean, yeah, the idea that I could make my own food that's exciting and try new things, I really like that message. Yeah. Jungle Book. It's fine. It's fine. I thought the remake, like the live action remake, was actually pretty good. Yeah, I have absolutely no complaints about that. I thought they did a really good job of expanding on that. And the original, yeah, just fine. Nice story. Whatever. Okay, Up. Oh, where do I put Up? I know everyone likes to praise Up, but in the end, it's just that first 10 minutes that everyone praises, and in the rest of the movie, you're just like, okay, we're done. Yeah. I can't say much more, because it's that 10 minutes that really all that matters. Okay, Treasure Planet. underrated again. I think more people should see it. Came out at that odd time, just before all the forgotten Disney movies like Home on the Range and Chicken Little. But they did a good job, and I think more people need to see it. Lilo and Stitch. Yeah, that's great. Such a good movie. Friendship, family, especially a family that's lost their parents, and having, finding new family with the friends that you make. Good message. Great visuals as well. What else? What else? Atlantis. Underrated as well. I think it was quite enjoyable. Uh, Movies with, or TV shows with Atlantis at the center, always really interesting because people find different ways to portray it. I mean, could it be an advanced civilization? Could it be more of an ancient one? What was their downfall? A lot to explore. And I really like the entire aesthetic as well. Really good. Emperor's New Groove. Where do I put this? Yeah, I know where I'm putting this. It's the best. Comedy movie, I can watch it a million times. I've actually watched it 3 times in a row once and laughed every single time. The comedy hits, it's absolutely slaps. Eartha Kitt, fantastic villain. So is Kronk. So are the even the main characters. Yep. Really enjoyed it. Never get old. Dinosaur. Disappointing. Yeah. I mean, it feels a bit like a rip-off of the time. Land Before Time. Trying to find a new land to get to before disaster. CGI has not aged well at all. Yeah, and I can't remember much else. Okay. Fantasia 2000. I saw this in the theatres, and I enjoyed it quite a lot. Not nearly as good as the original, but they definitely tried, and I appreciate that. And the visuals, better than most Disney movies out at that time. I really loved that sequence with the grass spirit fighting the phoenix. Really good. Monsters University. I know a lot of people like to rag on this one because it's basically a stock standard university film, but I still like the message that you don't have to be the best in order to get where you want to go. I really like that message as well, so I'm going to put it as enjoyable. So yeah, definitely not as good as the original, but I still think they did a good job. It's definitely forgettable when they get to the races and everything, but I do really like when they get stuck in the human world, and Mike has to work out how to get them out of it, and he finds his passion in being a coach rather than being scary. Yeah. A lot of other questions you can have about it. The comedy doesn't always hit, but it's good. Still good. Bug's Life. Where can I put this? Because it's really kind of a rip-off of Seven Samurai, or the Magnificent Seven. Of course, Seven Samurai came first, and Magnificent Seven was a rip-off of that. But A Bug's Life... I'm gonna put enjoyable because the villains are actually really good. I think they do make for an intimidating presence. And the characters... yeah, they're fine. All good. You definitely put that on and you'd still enjoy it a lot. Finding Dory... I don't know. I think a lot of people would think it's fine. Well, more than fine, but I think it was just fine. I don't really know if we needed a sequel. Especially one that was centered around Dory. But yeah, I watched it. It was fine. Whatever. Bambi. It's also fine. Ooh. I mean, one of the first examples of children being absolutely traumatized by a movie. I know my mum definitely found it very hard to watch this, and she probably wouldn't watch it again if I offered it to her. I think it had some direct-to-video sequels as well. I don't know if they were actually any better. Generally, they're not. Okay, and Lady and the Tramp. Ah, disappointing, I think, because there's some stuff in there that hasn't aged very well at all. And dog movies, yeah, it's definitely not as good as 101 Dalmatians. It's just there. I haven't seen the live action remake, but I'm presuming it's pretty much the same. So yeah, there we go. Cool. Let's just do a quick recap of the best. So, Monsters Inc. Great movie. Expands on the world building of the monsters under the bed or in the closet and takes it to much further heights. Really original. Really like the dynamic of the characters in it, and the villain at the end, and being a corporate monster. Incredibles, great spy movie in disguise. Good aesthetics, good premise. Villain has a really good purpose for being, and kind of dark at the same time. How all those other superheroes were tricked into going and getting killed. Ooh, dark. And Mr. Incredible using the corpse of his own friend to hide behind from the scan. Ooh, dark. Wally gets a bit weird towards the end with the humans, but Wally himself, great. His little world and how they portray that without any talking, really bold choice. Good. Mulan, great. Best Disney female character. Beats things through not strength, just her own wits. Toy Story original, great. Good character dynamic and message. Well, not entirely a good message because it's not really relatable. But the whole idea of the toys finding their purpose is good. And Toy Story 2 takes that purpose, flips it around, and creates a really good dilemma. Good comedy from all the side characters as well, and plays more on that theme of what am I a toy for? Aladdin, grand, great music. Robin Williams is fantastic. Uh, really good visuals, I think, as well for the time, and good villain. Yeah, Moana, great visuals as well. Good story, uses the mythology and the culture it came from in a really good way. Everything feels spectacular. Same with Coco. Coco does such a good job with the culture and portraying that and the themes of family in a really positive way. Ratatouille, uh, sparks joy, brings inspiration, and the critic monologue is just so relevant to a lot of people like myself that look at movies and write reviews, that sort of thing. Emperor's New Groove, comedy genius. How can it not be? Love it. Characters are fantastic. Not a single thing I can find wrong with this at all. Keep finding new things every single time. So yeah, there is my low effort Disney tier list. Please don't roast me if your opinions are different from my own. I'm sure there'll be differences, but yeah, I think we can all at least agree that Cars 2 is an abomination of nature and should never be talked about ever again. Alright, goodbye everyone. Thank you for joining me.